All right. Part B.4, access resource in WEB-INF. So this is for the last question, question number 15 of homework assignment 1. If you place a JSP inside this special folder, this folder is inside WEB-INF. This is very special in a Java web application. How special it is, here, we need to talk about that. Then you can redirect. So here we use that redirect way we just learned. A request to this page. Here, we need to look at the redirect and forward way. All right, So two things we need to understand for this question. Redirect, forward, and WEB-INF. All right, the WEB-INF, the role in a Java web application is very critical. Very critical. So it is, based on the Java EE specification, this folder is critical. All right. Here we use its property, data protection property. Protection property. So what's that? All right. So any file inside this folder cannot be accessed directly through URL, right? So if you just type URL in the web browser, try to access domain, web application name, then web-inf/ the file name location. You are not allowed to access because the resource inside this folder is highly important and they are protected by the technology. All right, so that rule is important. All right, but if cannot be accessed, but it should be accessed in some way, right? Otherwise useless. You should have some way to access it. Otherwise, if there is no way to access any resource in WEB-INF, then it is useless. So the legal way to access. So here we need to know legal way to access the internal way. So what is the internal way? We just learned before. Think about what is internal way. In the previous video, we learned internal way, right? Okay. So that is the forward way. That is the internal way. Internal way and external way. All right, yeah, internal way, yeah. So here, let me just compare these two ways. External way and internal way. All right, now, external way by URL from a web browser, web browser outside the server environment. Okay, yeah. All right, so typically user enter URL from the web browser. Yeah, although there are other ways, not necessarily web browser, right? So here, web browser is the commonly used way. Yeah, definitely some other URL way, not necessarily from the web browser, right? Yeah, so JavaScript can send URL, right? Yeah, so here the browser way, just a special example, all right? Because we can use JavaScript to send request, URL request. Yeah. All right. Internal way. Then internal way. So that is the main topic for this question. Yeah. All right. So first, the resource must be in the same web application yeah. So here you can see this folder must be in the same web application, right? Yeah. Another resource in the same web application can access the resource in this folder using the internal way. All right? Yeah. So, and more specifically, using the forward way. Yeah. Forward way, we know two ways we saw in the previous question, right? From servlet, from servlet, how do you access it, right? Yeah. So let me recall a little bit. From servlet, how do you do the forwarding, right? Yeah. Request dispatcher, right? Use that request dispatcher object. Request dispatcher object. JSP, how do you access that? JSP, using that JSP forward action, right? Yeah. So JSP : forward that action to do it. Yeah. So here, just recall. Yeah. The detail you can see from the previous video. Yeah. All right. So based on this background information, can you answer this question? Yeah. Two pieces putting together. Can you connect the dots using the knowledge from these two parts and get your answer? All right. All right. So that is 2 parts, 8 videos for selected relatively hard questions in this homework assignment number 1. Yeah. All right, so let's complete part B here.